All right, so thank you for those tallies over the past 24 hours. Up next, Choi Min-jung joins me now with details about Korea's latest ease in social restrictions, which will be in place starting next week. Min-jung, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Sunny.
Right, so tell us about the latest rollback in restrictions here.
As you mentioned, Sunny, social distancing measures will be relaxed starting next Monday. Prime Minister Kim Boo-kyum announced Friday morning that social gathering caps will be raised to 10 people from the current 8, and business hours will also be extended by an hour to midnight. This will apply to venues including restaurants, cafes, singing rooms, bars, as well as indoor sports facilities. There had been talks on completely scrapping business curfews, but Kim explained that the lifting of measures should be done gradually, given the uptick in severe cases and the rapid spread of Stealth Omicron. The eased measures will apply for 2 weeks starting on Monday, and many pundits expect them to be Korea's last round of social distancing measures, given the downward trajectory of the Omicron wave. And Kim also added that if the outbreak stays under control over the next 2 weeks, authorities will take more determined actions. Let's take a listen.
We will make bold changes to restrictions if our medical system remains stable over the next 2 weeks, with fewer severe cases and deaths. We will promptly adjust our healthcare response in accordance to the latest virus situation. And if the majority of COVID patients can get treated at local clinics and hospitals, I believe Korea can become the first country in the world to declare an endemic state.
Kim's statement comes following the Wall Street Journal's report on Korea's pandemic response, which it described as successful. Like we touched upon yesterday, the journal reported that Korea could become the first country to transition into an endemic stage of COVID-19. The paper quoted U.S. infectious disease expert Monica Gandhi, who said this is mainly because the country has, quote, one of the highest vaccination rates among adults, high trust in the public health system, and the right tools to emerge from the pandemic. The journal pointed out that Korea is at the leading edge of countries in Asia, despite new infections in March being 3 times higher per capita than the peak of the Omicron wave in the U.S. and the U.K.
Min-jung, also starting today, that is Friday, fully vaccinated travelers into the country arriving from any part of the globe, I understand, face no quarantine. Tell us about that.
Right, Sunny. Starting April 1st, all fully vaccinated travelers arriving in South Korea will be exempt from quarantine. This means no matter where you come from, you will not have to isolate for 7 days. The same rules had been in place from mid-March, except for those arriving from Myanmar, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, and Pakistan. But now, everyone who is fully vaccinated can enter the country without exceptions. Being fully vaccinated means that 14 days must have passed since getting the last dose of your vaccine regimen, but not more than 180 days. Those who have gotten booster shots are also recognized as being fully vaccinated. In line with this measure, Incheon International Airport is reverting back to pre-pandemic operations. Quarantine information booths and separated areas for inbound travelers have been taken down. Disinfection personnel have been removed, and people can now buy tickets for public transit at the airport. Until now, inbound travelers had been restricted from using buses and subways.
Right, Min-jung, they had. Well, thank you for now, but do stay for more talks.